What's going on out there? Stay in position radio. Say I just tap in real quick. Got me a game going. Just sitting back. But what's going on out there? They say the Bears on the loose out there in California. They say they packing it up, them and the Lions. But what's the latest news out there? Everybody's still talking about that Epstein list and all that foolishness. I put a scripture in the comment thing or whatever. The description. 2 Samuel. That's a good scripture. I'm just on this little game. I'm gonna share something real quick with one of these homeboys real quick. But what's the word out there? They say they still deporting. ICE still deporting people. Anything I say YouTube is entertainment purposes only. I'm just on this game. I turned it up a little bit. But what y'all got going on out there?
To Charles Jackson on the move to his left.
This is my boy Jet Ski Chuck. Y'all go at him. YouTube.
The city was so massive. Shalaga was so massive. They had to make a great lake.
Stay in position radio. Let's get it.
The city could drink.
Stations before the water. All the shipwrecks, 25,000 on the shore span, shoreline cities, unestablished before the 1800s, lighthouses, non-existent before the 1800s, in the large.
Wow, they were able to go back and see all the documented shipwrecks from 1825, and that's when it first started. You know, there wasn't nothing past that. We got legends of other stuff, like the Gulf of Mexico. It's not like they just started bookkeeping at 1825. No. Lake Michigan, man-made for entertainment purposes. Don't come for me, bucko.
Or just bodies of freshwater lumber missing from the maps.
Somebody try to find.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of stuff about Lake Michigan. It's like the third shit I've heard about.
1825, I dare you.
I'm trying to tell you that there's more land out there that you didn't know about, and you didn't believe me. But when I say I got your ass, oh, I've got your ass. Lost world discovered beneath the ice in Antarctica. Oh, you son of a... So these scientists started digging a hole 2 miles deep into the ice. And what they found was absolutely astonishing.
Motherfucker.
There's a whole tropical land underneath
Touchdown,
the ice.
motherfucker.
So they're saying it comes in layers. You've got the thick ice, then you've got the lake, and underneath the lake, you've got the land. Now for a long time, we've been saying that in Antarctica, you can get to the center of the earth, and some people are saying through that entrance in Antarctica, you can get to Earth's inner world, Agartha. Oh my days.
Shout out to One Foul. Wow. It's great to see him making videos again. But what he's talking about, this being under Antarctica, we gotta dive into this. A whole lost world.
If they're not gatekeeping something down there, I don't know what this is. An amateur pilot just flew over Antarctica and is now being detained against his will. His name is Ethan. Antarctic Treaty anyone?
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of shit about Antarctica too. Everybody's been hearing that, so you already know that.
Ethan was on a mission to raise $1 million for childhood cancer research by being the first person to fly solo over all 7 continents in the world. After journeying for over 360 days, the last continent on his list was Antarctica. He was flying from Chile to Argentina, performing an extended flyby of the Antarctic rim he was later planning on going to, when poor weather conditions forced him to make an emergency landing in a public airfield on King George Island in Antarctica.
Yeah, let me know in the comment section if y'all heard anything about old boy that got detained, and they took him to Chile, or they got him still detained in Antarctica. I heard he was detained in Antarctica. They say something about they couldn't take him back to Chile or some. I don't know, but let me know where y'all think he at, or if y'all heard anything in the comment section.
Finally placed him in a holding cell under guard supervision, denying him access to Wi-Fi or any contact with the outside world. Turns out those men in black suits were the Chilean Navy, claiming he violated international aviation rules by submitting a false flight plan to Argentina and then faking an emergency to land in Antarctica. But as mentioned, this is a public airfield in Antarctica, which isn't owned or governed by the laws of any country in the world. And typically, emergency airplane landings grant you immunity from regulations and protocol to ensure your safety above anything else.
What? It's governed by all the countries they agreed on.
Yet they threw all that out the window and placed him on a 90-day travel ban while they investigate, and now he's just stuck in Antarctica. And he can't even leave the facility he's in without being supervised by a guard at all times. It's not like there's anywhere he can go, but he's now essentially being held hostage in the most remote continent in the world. Which begs the question, did he see something during his flight he wasn't supposed to and is now being debriefed to forget what he saw? Or does the Navy really just care about following aviation guidelines in Antarctica that much?
The Antarctic Treaty wasn't mentioned once. People don't like talking about that, do they? Antarctic Treaty.
Want to renovate your home without breaking the bank? Use a HELOC to make it happen. Skip the credit cards. Interest rates are often over 20%.
Treaty.
Yeah, they always pause it
Okay, you guys.
when you talk about some real shit on YouTube.
That were here on Earth before
Entertainment purposes only.
Before the governments took them out. Now I'm going to show you the Encyclopedia Britannicas in the public libraries before 1958. Here's volume 2 out of the alphabet A. We're going to flip to the Antarctica, and this is from 1958, as you can see. Now, we're going to flip to the Antarctica and see what the Encyclopedia Britannica from 1958, before the Antarctic Treaty says, is there. Now, you will find this in the new encyclopedias because the government's banned them. But what I want you to notice right here is, notice how it says, the flights proved inland areas to be featureless in character with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east. Take a really, really close look at that. Now I'm going to zoom it in for you. When they returned to New Zealand, these flights proved the inland areas to be features of the character with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east. I wonder why a dome was there. And when was that? 1955? 1956? I have a question. When was NASA founded? 1958? What is this? 1955, 1956. So, you're telling me a dome, people was hitting a dome, and then July 29th, 1958, Eisenhower said NASA need to come into play. Okay. Now, if
this doesn't make sense to you, let me show you with an image of this is what latitude 80 degrees south would look like at Earth map. As you can see, the dome comes down closer to you over the wall, which will be about 13,000 feet. Now, if you go back out into the center of the Earth, or the North Pole, and try to go up to the firmament with a little bit of calculation, it's going to show that it's about 385,500 feet away. Wow, I always wondered how tall the top would be. 385,000? This theory is extremely interesting because I believe the moon and the sun would have to be exactly that far. Like they're riding the edge like a railroad track, and then they go into the storehouses. Shout out to E-Dot. Now, if you're not familiar with any of this at all, and you're just now new to all this, you can say, well, this guy is crazy, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But what you got to ask yourself is, why do all the maps before 1958 show up with the ice wall around it and a firmament, a dome? And why does the encyclopedia tell you that there's a dome there, and it gives you the exact height at the certain latitude and longitude? Well, the reason is because in 1958, that's when all governments and all nations of the world signed the UN treaty to ban all civilians from going to the Antarctica. And NASA came in and erased everything just like they're erasing everything today. So again, ask yourself, if all this existed before 1958, why doesn't it exist now? How come it all of a sudden was erased and just disappeared out of your history books, out of your encyclopedias, out of your libraries? Wake up, people. Wake up. Well, look what happened. Let's bring it back around the corner. Come back around that corner, Buggo. I'm not done with you. Can you imagine them being right over here? And he said it was what, 15,000 feet? You know, you could throw a rock and then see it bounce off. Damn, what? Boing. I wonder what sound it would make. It would probably be like some type of force field, some type of. Like, watch this. That's the firmament, Bucko. What more do you want? Stick your hand through. Oh, you can't get through? You ain't got that technology. You need one of them wheels within the wheels. To open it correctly, maybe. Maybe you gotta go specifically through portals. I don't know. Man, we gotta go live, man. I could do this for hours. How Captain America said, man, I could do this all day. Tower of Progress. Look at the size of those people. This was supposed to be in Chicago, the old world city, before they deconstructed it with great. Look at the size of the people. Those are people. And that's at the base of it, down here. This is like the Atlantean age type buildings that were around the Earth. That's no ordinary obelisk. Tower of Progress. Tower of Progress. How fascinating. You saying the people are that tiny? Man, this thing is... The Statue of Liberty, I feel like, will come to like right here. Listen, this is in Chicago, Atlantean time. Man, that's an outrageous theory. I couldn't imagine looking at this in real life. Breaking down these Tartarian coins, let's take a closer look. Have you heard of the Yahweh Tartarian War? The Alien War Part 1 is the name, and this is what the ships look like over a Starfort city. The name Jehovah and Yahweh is two interesting names, but I wanted you to notice that when you see the name like this in the sky with the sun being around, it's literally meaning that it's inside of a ship, and this is the name or the being that's inside of the ship. This is symbolism, but ultimately the raw meaning is this right here. It's this name in a ship in a cloud. Whenever you see the name in the sky like that, it is meaning that it's in a ship in a cloud.
as time progressed, they began to cloak all of this right here. Here's another coin. It's above a star fort city. There's the name Yahweh right there. And you can see all of it is above a star fort city. And this is the exact same thing. When you see it in the sky with this sun glare above a city, it's in a ship and it's saying the name. And I'm sure.
Yeah, these ancient coins are no joke.
On you this to get to here. Here is Jehovah with the eye. So Jehovah with the eye. And if you notice, it's in the cloud of fire. It's in the cloud. And it's the exact same thing. So Yahweh and Jehovah is actually the same person. And it's showing you the name Jehovah in the cloud. Some of you might say Yahweh and Jehovah isn't the same. But you can go online. And this is what it'll tell you. Yes, Yahweh and Jehovah are both names for the God of Israel in the Bible. So the Yahweh and the Jehovah are beings or people who fly in an apparatus, who fly in an airship. So Jehovah and Yahweh is the same thing. See this right here? This is Yahweh and Jehovah. They're both the same entity. And it's saying that this Yahweh or Jehovah flies in an airship. It is not a divine being as in, the Most High itself. This is something pretending to be like the Most High.
Interesting. So what's inside is the question. Is it gray aliens inside? Is it beings? Fallen angels? That's the question I'm asking myself. But what is this? What is this language? Is this Latin?
Needs an airship, and it hides itself in the cloud. So I can understand, back in the time of Israel, if they're not seeing the spaceship and they're only seeing the cloud.
Yeah, I'm the Ravens. They're the Patriots. It's 13 zip. I'm up. And it's 1 minute, 55 seconds to go.
It says, in the Bible, the God of Israel
I'm playing silver.
Is fighting in a cloud and fire.
Silverback 02119. Somebody on this PlayStation 5 internet or whatever. If y'all know him, tell him I'm beating this shit out of him.
In a cloud with fire. So this is telling you that these entities has always been around since the time of Noah. They are the ones who caused the flood of Noah, and they are the ones who are helping Israel fight. So imagine when Israel went to war and the God went ahead of them. The God that went ahead of them, or the people or being that went ahead of them, was in an airship. This is the reason why they was able to win so many wars. It's because their enemies are riding on horses, and their ally is in the air in an airship.
Yeah, the war's still going on over there, But I was gonna say that the Israel in the Bible and what they saying, the Israel right now, I don't know if them the same people, and everybody already know that already. So, but Benjamin Netanyahu, man, that nigga the devil himself. I think if he take his face off, I think the devil under him, because the devil was shapeshifter, and he had titties because he was a transsexual. So I already know entertainment purposes only. I already know what's going on, and he been doing he been calling the shots with all the wars and all that all this time. That nigga a walking demon. If he was walking around over here, somebody would beat the shit out of him. Entertainment purposes only.
But it literally says the windows of heaven was open. I mean, I can see one try to argue that an alien ship might have dropped some water, like a helicopter trying to put out a wildfire, but like a continuous flow, like a window from heaven being open, and then you seeing a continuous stream, coming out of the sky. Then you got the foundations of the earth being open, so it's a lot to that flood versus just some UFOs off a coin, making it pop off. But I don't know. This is an interesting theory of the airships with the Hebrew writing on them, nevertheless.
So we go on to this next one. That's what this comes into play right here. This is Israel's God.
So what's the word out there?
It flooding the world, and it shows it destroying.
Say it's been flooding everywhere.
The world once again.
If it's flooding where y'all at, let me know.
So when I hear a man say we destroyed the world once, we'll do it again. The once was like, okay, no, and then you turned around and you did it again. This makes you wonder. But all of this comes down to this one piece.
NetCredit is here to say yes to a personal loan or line of credit.
Well, this comes down to this one piece. How you believe this whole situation. It says
Stay in position radio. Let's get it.
Like, you see what I'm saying? That circle up there, that is their airship. That is their symbol and their airship. And their story about their conquering is inside of the Bible, written as if it was something in the cloud helping man, when truly, and this is the man.
All right, it's hard to depict that this all-seeing eye is an airship. Like this,
the name, and this is the
right here, without a doubt. This is.
Yeah, I'm just playing a little Madden,
I want to say shield,
seeing what's going on YouTube before I go to work.
Like an old Captain
That's the
America
real news,
shield.
man. Entertainment purposes only. The
this,
real news don't even give you the news.
That's a reach.
So,
what I'm saying? Why would the shield?
Tired of all the lies and the BS. So shit, you gotta make your own news these days, man.
God put his shield over the people and it's coming over the earth. So it could be depicted like that. There's a lot of different theories you could spin this. If you had to ask me what's going on here, I would have to say this is some type of fallen angel tech that they're
score update. 2 minutes 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter. I'm up 13-7. Let's go.
Them seeing wheels within wheels. So it becomes very interesting. What is it? Where did this ship even come from? Is there some type of portal in between firmaments where this thing is going in and out of the firmament? Is there land beyond that this ship is capable of getting to, being submersible and being able to fly in the ionosphere? Because we hear stories like Agartha, and you have to have a multi-functioning vehicle to get to certain lands. A lot of different theories you can spin here, but you got to keep your head on a swivel and eat the meat and spit out the bones. This isn't the first time I've encountered these. I'm going to let you guys take a look at this.
Do you see the God name over the city? Notice the buildings and towers and the boats. Here is the same point with the building towers and boats. The God name is in the UFO. But the alien gods of the Bible destroyed first America. There was 2 Americas. We don't remember the first one. First America was destroyed by alien beings. Second America was resurrected by the bloodline families. The Anunnaki are wild men, a genetic experiment, and they have a creator too. I believe a feathered reptilian that flies a UFO placed their DNA in humans, used as a mating vessel. Now the beast is less hairy and looks more human.
Never forget the first time they kissed my husband.
Then, does Hollywood really create their own scripts, or are they showing you true events in the form of entertainment? Do you see the word drawer on the coin? D-O-R-E. This is what they want. Vor, Latin, related to deity. I want you to look at this coin with a sharp eye. The being in the middle looks like a sheep man with his arm around two women. Family, what is that between his leg?
Wildest episode I've ever seen in my entire life. This entire episode is for entertainment purposes only. This is the darkest the waters has ever got. No, guys, this photo is crazy. Where does he even get this photo at? Look at this and tell me what you guys think. This looks like an angel using some type of vibration. This looks like some type of dark magic doing on this UFO, and it's dropping blood on this city.
You guys better lock in and buckle up, buckle. Because you're in for another creepy and scary TikTok reaction video. You want to be careful on these creepy, disturbing, strange, weird videos and theories, because they might change your entire reality and keep you up all night. And remember, these videos are for strictly entertainment purposes only, and it's up to us to distinguish fact from fiction and do our own research on everything.
This is Dark Waters, guys.
Good family. Our calendar is incorrect, and the elite has stolen time. Check out the date on the picture, J648, not 1648. Here is Anno J686. Look at the coin. It reads J707. What does Anno mean, family? It reads in the specific year of his or her age, like the almanac. It says, year of our Lord, I-795. Here is what I believe happened. They took the letter I and replaced it with the Roman numeral 1. This is Akabulon, and the date reads I-844. Compare it to the number 1 above. The title isn't important. Look at the date, I-769. We are not in the 2000s, family. Look below at the date, J633. You can't hide the I and J usage. Friend up.
He said we're not in the 2000s. So what year actually is it? Is it 1024? Is that the correct year? And 24 is the year we're in. How crazy is that? Drop in the comments below. What do you think about that? That's crazy.
Yeah, I hear that about the year. I already knew that about. I knew it was some crazy stuff going on about it already. Anyway, they say it's supposed to be 28 days in each month, and it's supposed to be an extra month. I know y'all heard that too.
This one makes you think.
Entertainment purposes only.
What's good, family? Where would history be if all the books were burned and there were only coins to remember the past? I want to compare a series of coins to see if they speak like books. This coin shows a face illuminated like a sun. Below is a mirror or shield with light rays passing through. The date could say I-669. This coin has the same image as the last, except the sun has struck the mirror or shield. Look at the date. Is that I/1, like the year 1? In the sky on this coin, you can see a being in the cloud, and they have an arrow in a hand, pointed downward. Below, there is a field on fire. There's 2 people on a chariot and 2 horses running in front of them. This coin has the same image as the last, except there's a line coming from the cloud to the field, like as if the arrow caused the fire. The date on this coin could say J689. So far, without a book, the coins show a being with a illuminated face in the cloud attacking. On this coin, there is a being in the cloud destroying the land. It doesn't have an arrow this time. Family, all I'm doing is comparing What's good, family?
No, these coins are saying something, man, because if you look closely, it says I-669. That's not a 1. That's an I. That says 669. Almost like they took in 1,000 years from us, man. I'm not too huge about the 1,000-year reign already happening, but it's possible that they took 1,000 years from us, without the millennial reign happening. That's just where I'm at, guys. That's, I haven't seen enough proof on these waters to make me say, oh, the 1,000-year reign already didn't happen. I can't say that. But I will say it's a strong possibility that they're not telling us the correct date, especially with it only being 13 months. This is fascinating. We gotta dive into this, man. Look at these other coins, though. What is this symbolizing? I'm literally shook. Like, what is this? It's kind of making me think about them hitting the black hole in the middle of the earth, and maybe it's reflecting the rays to the moon. That's what I'm trying to think of. I don't know. Y'all drop down thoughts below. And this one is I-621. They were doing this for over 200 years. What is the significance of that mirror from the sun? Is that some type of weapon? Is that some type of technology? It's obvious it's a mirror.
In front of you. This coin has the same image as the last, except there's a line coming from the cloud to the fields, like as if the arrow caused the fire. The date on this coin could say J689. So far, without a book, the coins show a being with a illuminated face in the cloud
13.7. That's it.
On this coin, there is a being in the cloud destroying the land. It doesn't have an arrow this time. Family, all I'm doing is comparing.
We gotta dig deeper into this. I'm highly interested. We need to get to the bottom of this. If you got any information on these ancient coins that say the I and J in front of it, what does it mean? What does that mirror symbolize? Hey guys, this is by Pushy Push. Go check him out. It looks like he got a whole bunch diving into these coins. I actually found who it's from. But yeah, let's check it out.
What's good, family? We play with the truth, but don't want to accept the truth. Do you remember the villain King Koopa in the game Mario Bros? I never understood what King Koopa represented because I was entertained by the game. I've always wondered, how does Hollywood come up with their scripts? Are they creating new stories, or are they recreating events that already happened? At the bottom left, King Koopa is riding in a cloud machine with a cannon and propellers underneath. On the top right, there is a UFO with the ability to create clouds to cloak itself and weapons to defend itself. On the bottom right, there is a Koopa riding in a cloud with a weapon of destruction.
Yeah, I know y'all played Mario before when y'all was a kid, or know somebody that did if y'all didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Riding in a cloud above a city.
Stand Position Radio. Let's get it, baby.
Awesome. The symbolism between the top and the bottom images tell me that there is a reptilian.
I'm playing Mr. Gully 2011.
In the movie Mario Bros.
He got Minnesota. I got the Ravens.
Does Hollywood really create their own scripts, or are they showing you true events in the form of entertainment? Never forget the first time they kissed by Elizabeth.
Larry, check this out. With On Deck, we can get a small business going fast and start hiring more help right away.
Never forget the first time they kissed by Elizabeth. Family, does Hollywood really create their own scripts? or are they showing you true events in the form of entertainment? Do you see the three-headed snake with the Masonic symbol underneath? Above there is a triangle, bright like the sun. On the coin to the right, there is a man in the cloud, King Koopa, with a bright triangle around his head. In the coin below, there's a woman in the cloud with a child. Could that woman symbolize the princess? There is one other character that haven't been spoken of, the child with the princess. Is that Toad? The name speaks for itself, a half-human reptilian child. Family. All the DNA, the clouds, their family and children come from that ship. You want to know what's ironic? I search for coins and Mario search for coins. Drop a like, friend up for the next one.
What Mario was that? I don't remember that. I thought he was going to show the new Mario. That must be the old OG Mario. I did not know Bowser went that hard. That was disgusting.
When symbolism becomes the reality. Do you remember the cartoon Thundercats? The lead character was a lion man or a wild man. All the Thundercats had animal DNA mixed with human DNA. These cat people had special abilities based off what animal they were mixed with. Our problem
I always heard about Thundercats and He-Man. They got a movie coming out for He-Man. If y'all remember that, let me know in the comment section.
But what I see is a wild woman with wings. It's possible you see an angel coming to speak to Mary, but I see a wild woman with red wings visiting Mary. The beast image applied to the human body makes Jesus look like he's a descendant of the wild man. The symbolism of wings on the back of men and women is telling you their true identity and belief. They are wild people who believe their bloodline is divine. Family is the Sphinx a wild man. It reads, mythological creature with a lion's body and a human's head. How does this differ with a man or a woman with wings versus a human with a lion body? They are symbolically the same, showing you human and animal genetic mixture. I want you to look at this picture hard. This is a bird man with wings. Notice the creature's hand position. One has a bag, the other one is holding an object. Here is the same picture, except it's a human face. He has wings, the bag, and the object in his hand. Family, the Anunnaki are wild men, a genetic experiment, and they have a creator too. I believe the feathered reptilian that flies a UFO placed their DNA in humans. This is why they show the wings on the back of human beings. This picture represents black people and white people having the wild man DNA in them, bestiality and spirituality. Check out this picture. White people, that is birthed from black people, mingled with the wild man. That mingling is what caused America and all other black kingdoms to fall. Pope Nicholas V signed the Doctrine of Discovery. Pope Nicholas is also a wild man descendant of Saint Nicholas.
The fallen angels mingle with the people down here too. So, and that's still going on to this day. We just can't see it. People living underground and all that crazy stuff going on. People living in Antarctica. That's why they don't want us going there. The Grand Canyon, and all them secret places. It's a lot of secret stuff going on that we still don't even know about.
A man who became a shaman or a pope. Family. Why did the wild man Pope order all Saracens to be vanquished? Who are the Saracens? The Saracens are three black royal families, the Moors, the Negro, and the Sara. In the book, Nature Knows No Color Line, it shows the Saracen crest or coat of arms. On the top, you have different variant of Moorish names like Morcelin or Moret or Moretti. On the Negro side, there is the name Negrier, Negrina, and at the bottom, Negro coat of arms. The last name is the oldest, the Sara. It says Saraceno or Saraceni. It reads Italian families with variations of Moor, Moretti, Morini, Morelli with Negro or many. The same is true as those with variations of Negro, Negrina, Negrona, and Negara. Saracens, another term for Negro, have families as Saraceni and Saraceno with Negro. The papal bull was a decree to black people or all Saracens. Family. What made the wild man and white Europe one of Saracens? The Moors captured and enslaved white people. The Moors also fought thousands of the wild man. Check out this picture. The knight is protecting the woman, the wild man. Now look at the back of the picture. The wild man and the white man are shaking hands. The wild man and the white man have one enemy in common, the Moor. When the wild man became Pope and King, he made a decree to vanquish all Saracens or black people. Drop a like, friend up for the next one. It gets biblical with receipts. When you look at it, you might say, fake Jesus, real Jesus. When I look at this, I see a different time period. The times that blacks rule, the times that whites rule. Those who control the religion control the world. Neither share a moment where there wasn't. What's good, family? The destroyer is cloaked as a man. Check out this coin. We all know our ABCs. All of you are smart. But there's something that will test your awareness. If you notice, there's no you, but there's us. I want you to look at this coin with a sharp eye. The being in the middle looks like a sheep man with his arm around two women. Family, what is that between his leg? Is that the sheep man's tail? Notice the lady to the right holding the compass. The Masonic order guards this secret. Do the high churches bow to the reptilian god? I've heard many Christians say in the name of the Father, but never say the name. This coin bears the name and a snake. Do you see the God name over the city? Notice the buildings and towers and the boats. Here is the same coin with the building towers and boats. The God name is in the UFO. Family, these people that hide and gain their power through religion come from one common place in the world, Italy. Check out this man. The black king and queen are fighting tall, hairy, pale men. In this picture, the tall, hairy, pale man is kidnapping a woman. She is saved by a white man, hairy, pale man. Do you know what this is telling me? Black people and white people have the same enemy, the pale, hairy man. It gets deeper, family. The hairy beasts have assumed the identity of white people. Think about it. Who claims to be reptilian? Family, not all white people are the same. It's quite possible a white woman was captured and used as a mating vessel. Now the beast is less hairy and looks more human. The people who attacked America was not fully human. Do you see the ships on the coin? What bloodline family enslaved America? These ships and that UFO are the adversaries that fought and conquered America. Academia left the spaceship out. Drop a like, friend up for the next one.
What is going on? The U is missing. Sheep man. Drop your thoughts below. This is wild. Who said they used her as a mating vessel? What the heck? Man, these waters are never ending.
So what are the penalties for not filing your taxes? Here's the damage. There are 2 different penalties you'll be hit with.
Man, these waters are never ending.
What's good, family? Was the world destroyed 300 years ago? In order for any of this to make sense, we have to focus on the dates and the lifestyles during those times. Check out this coin. This is a 14th to 15th century coin. This coin stands out to me because of my perception of the 1500s. You see, family, my thoughts of the 1500s is people walking around with lanterns in their hand, powered by well oil. In other words, no technology. Here is my question. When coins are made in the 1500s, do they represent the year they are made? Or did they place historical timeline events from the past on those coins? Family, what past are these coins speaking of? I want you to look at this spaceship on this picture. If you notice, it looks just like the ship on the coin. Look at the holes in the center. Family, did aliens or angels mingle with our women in the past? Check out the flower-shaped design under the ship. Remember that image. Here is the same ship, family, in a 17th century painting with that flower-shaped bottom. At this point, I'm convinced there is a history that has been blocked by priests, kings, and governments. Symbolism was a tool used to put us to sleep. Now look at the arrows firing at the entity. Check out this video. Remember the flower-shaped design under the ship. Family, is it a coincidence Hollywood made ships just like those 15th century coins? In the movie Independence Day, we fought that ship, but these coins say we already fought that ship. The arrows are missiles. Friend up for part 2, family. The picture shows hands and UFOs flooding the world. Is that Noah's Ark?
Y'all let me know in the comment section if y'all got anybody that know anybody that got them rare coins. What they talking about?
And the mud flood event.
Entertainment purposes only.
To be questioned when time is altered by 1,000 years. I want you to look at this coin. It looks like Noah's Ark with the clouds, water, dove, and an olive branch. Now look at the date. Is that 1742 or I-742? Here is a better way to understand the Roman numeral 1 and the letter I. The Roman numeral 1 is only a number when applied to other Roman numerals. When the Roman numeral 1 is applied to number fonts, it becomes the letter I. In this picture, you have Noah and the biblical flood drawn in a manner that doesn't fit the image of this time. It reads a UFO in 1665. I don't think this was drawn to create folklore. The picture's telling you the name of the beings in the ship. It's also telling you the hands that flood the world. Is that Noah's hand in the ark, offering first fruits and prayers? Look at the rays underneath the ship, family. They are saying these ships caused the flood. The Bible has led us all to think the creator of all things flooded the world. History is telling me beings with greater technology defeated us with water. My question is, when was this mud flood event? Could this have happened 500 to 600 years ago? If the church is your historian, then it happened 4,000 years ago. Family, there is proof of a most recent flood. This is a city on the roof of a building. The last picture showed hands and spaceships causing the flood. Could this building below be a part of that time period? This building, even though it's in mud, does look modern. I don't think it's older than Egypt. Friend up, for my next series, who are those beings in those ships? What's good, family? This is part 2. Did God flood the world, or did outer physical beings flood the world? I don't know if I can give you 100% proof aliens or outer beings flooded our planes, but what I can give you is evidence to consider. Check out this coin. A religious-driven mindset won't allow you to see a physical being destroying ships. When the religious mind sees the cloud above the arms, they immediately think this is God's wrath. On this coin, you can see a physical being offering the people or governments gifts. Once again, the religious mindset will see clouds in the sky and say, this is God's grace. Well, here's the truth for me and you, family.
That's my boy Jet Ski Chuck. If y'all want to see them coins, he's showing all them coins on his radio show. Go look at his channel. Stay in Position Radio. Let's get it.
This is where things become deeply wrapped in symbolism. When you look at the hands pouring water from the clouds, do you think this is the Most High? Family, do you believe the wrath looked like this? Those ships in the background allow me to think there is a hand manipulating the weather. Just like our chemtrail problem is by man's hand manipulating the weather. Take a look at these spaceships really good. Do you notice the lines coming down from underneath the ships? Now look at the ship on the painting. It has the same light rays as those other ships. The only difference is there is a being teleported to the ground. In this picture, will there be warriors or diplomats teleported to the ground? Family, this coin is showing you the beings who are flying the ship. It is not the Most High. It is some other beings from another place with greater technology. I want you to look at this name.
I think they talking about the fallen angels. They got the shit beat out of them and threw out of heaven. Entertainment purposes only.
This name was translated on the coin. I've heard some people say Nini, but the coin says Nana insignia. In the Bible, people say in the name of the Father, but they never say the name. Is this the Father's name? Is this Allah's true name? Think about it, family. Is this where our religion come from? We fought and lost a war because the enemy flooded us out? Is Nana the mythical Satan? Friend up for part 3, Noah and the mud flood event.
All right, guys, I'm convinced all the things that I see him refer to as aliens are fallen angels. That's my belief.
See, that's what I was just saying too.
The fallen angels
Stay in
were
position.
fighting humans at one time, and that's what's going on here. On all these coins you see, these spaceships, those are fallen angel technology, or beings beyond the ice wall. So I'm just going to clarify that. I'm going to put this before all these videos even play, to, so people ain't stumbling, because this is the darkest the waters have gotten. This is some dark stuff. But if you have the paradigm of knowing about the outer lands on the geocentric mind, it makes sense a little bit about the technology and the wars that was going on. Drop in the comments your thoughts below. On this one, keep your head on a straight swivel. Eat the meat and spit out the bones, y'all.
Was the world destroyed 300 years ago? In order for any of this to make sense, we have to focus on the dates and the lifestyles during those times. Check out this coin. This is a 14th to 15th century coin. This coin stands out to me because of my perception of the 1500s. You see, family, my thoughts of the 1500s is people walking around with lanterns in their hand, powered by well oil. In other words, no technology. Here is my question. When coins are made in the 1500s, do they represent the year they are made? Or did they place historical timeline events from the past on those coins? Family, what past are these coins speaking of?
It could cost you up to $8,000 to fix a transmission, or up to $10,000 to fix your engine, or up to $2,000.
Those coins. Family, what past are these coins speaking of? What's good, family? This is part 4. I want you to look at this painting right here. It shows what could be a first encounter moment. I see a spaceship teleporting a being to the ground so it can talk to the people. Here is a Bible version of that painting. There is a fire cloud over the camp with a voice talking to the people. Family, which one is true and which one is false? Religion keeps the mindset like a baby Christ. That childlike vision won't allow you to see the truth. It's not clouds over Israel's camp. It is a ship with outer beings over Israel's camp. I want to read a Bible piece just to compare. As the Amorites retreated down the road from Beth Horon, the Lord destroyed them with a terrible hailstorm from heaven. The hailstorm killed more of the enemy than the Israelites killed with the sword. Family, what does it look like when the Lord goes forward and fights for Israel? The religious mind is trained to believe a terrible hailstorm killed their enemies. Here's the truth, family. This entity has caused kingdoms to rise and fall for thousands of years. They are responsible for the flood. In the Bible, Israel was in the grace of this entity because they were willing to do the sacrifice, just like our governments do today. Let's read the requirements of this space entity posing as the Most High. And surely your blood or your lives will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man. At the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. If you notice, family, the beings use the word require. That sounds like a contract. These beings require the life of man and his children. You gotta understand, the biblical leaders made a covenant with this entity, and the world leaders maintain this covenant to this day. Look at the date under the ark. It says I-588. This covenant isn't that old. Friend up for my next series, family. Was the world destroyed 300 years ago? Have we ever seen the 1500s?
That is crazy, man. I do believe this is fallen angels we fighting, or beings beyond the ice wall. Yes, that's where I'm at, man. This is getting ridiculous, but it's lining up. You know what I'm saying? Let me know your thoughts below. We gotta talk about this. Those coins are definitely saying something. Where is he getting these coins? Because it does have that ancient language that none of us can understand.
What's good, family? This is part 3. Who and what caused the world to flood? Back in my church days, I always heard the preacher say, we are babes in Christ. And that bothered me as a grown man because I thought, I'm not a baby. But later, I understood, in order to believe in what is written in the Bible, you need to have a childlike mindset, babe in Christ. I want to read a piece from the book of Enoch. The 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and all the windows of heaven was open. Family, this is where science and religion starts to clash. Here is the problem with the spear flood. The scientists say we go through a pole shift every 13,000 years. The earth is supposed to spin violently.
Score update, I'm up 8-7. He just got a safety on himself. He was up 7-6, but now it's the fourth quarter, 2 minutes, 42 seconds left. If y'all know Mr. Billy 2011, tell him I'm beating the shit out of him.
Is it possible we live in an earth shift family? The Bible also say the fountains of the deep broke up and the windows of heaven were open. Does it look like this, family? I'm going to be honest. I don't believe in the Bible word for word, but some things are true. mountains of the Great Deep. This is a giant geyser. It's much bigger than the
Entertainment
giant
purposes only.
geyser at Yellowstone. My question is, was it God's wrath or an alien war that destroyed our plane? Family, the ancient walls are older than the ancient texts. The ancient walls say technology destroyed the world. The Bible say God destroyed the world with water. So which one is older, the walls or the scriptures? The walls say a being using technology, laser weapons that cause waves, destroyed our world. The story of Babel talks about fighting these gods, but you won't understand if you're a babe in thought. They weren't shooting arrows at the heavens. I believe they were shooting at the moon and ships descending from the moon. The only way these beings could have defeated us is by
I heard it was a military base on the moon too, and they got them all on the ground. So let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section. Entertainment purposes only.
flooding the world, family. The scribes who wrote the Bible replaced the rockets with arrows. This is why you can't see yourself at war. The Bible has rewrote your history into servitude. Friend up, family. Who are the tribes and governments working with this entity? What's the family? Do we battle against spiritual or physical warfare? Check out this picture. Is it possible this event happened like you see? On the ground, there's a dark figure using magic against the UFO. And in the sky, there's an angel blowing a trumpet at the UFO. This UFO is above the city on fire. It looks like it's raining blood from the ship. Family, can magic and prayers defeat the UFO? This coin relates to the last picture. There's 3 people trying to fight something in a cloud with primitive weapons. The Yahweh name is in the cloud. The 3 men are wounded. Is that blood falling on top of them, just like the first picture? Are the buildings burning below because of the UFO? Just like the last picture, the UFO is above the city, and on top of the airship it says Yahweh, just like the Bible. Family, is it possible the Yahweh name in the ship and the Yahweh name on this coin is related? Is the Yahweh harming people, causing destruction and blood to move? Is this the Yahweh? Can magic, prayers, and arrows defeat a being in a UFO? I thought the angels was on the side of the Yahweh. Check out this coin dated I-605 or 1605. At the top of the coin is the Yahweh cloud. Below there's a man riding some kind of fish. Now look at this coin. The Yahweh name is in the cloud. There is a naked man below riding a monstrous fish with a trident staff in his hand. Does the 2 coins represent Yah when he's at peace and when he's also at war? This coin translates as glory, terror at sea. Does the Yahweh come from the sea? Friend up, drop a like for the next one.
No, guys, this photo is crazy. Where does he even get this photo at? Look at this and tell me what you guys think. This looks like an angel
You got that
using some type of vibration. This looks like some type of dark magic doing on this UFO, and it's dropping blood on this city. This is, guys, I have no words for this. This is disturbing. I don't know if they're trying to defeat the UFO. I don't know if the UFO is doing something crazy. I have no idea. But I'm going to say this.
The pale, hairy wild man from Europe conquer America and the world. Check out this coin.
If debt is weighing you down, let us help. We combine all of your debts, like credit cards or personal loans, into one monthly loan payment that's easy to manage. And with National Debt Relief, that loan payment can be as low as $323 a month.
Check out this coin. This is a wild man. When I look at the image, it reminds me of the Green Giant. This in particular wild man on this coin has tried to come down your chimney for over 100 years. Here is Santa, the last wild man. How does this connect to America being destroyed? It reads, however, far from being the offshoot of St. Nicholas of Turkey, Santa Claus is the last of a long line of what scholars call wild men who were worshipped in ancient European fertility rites and came to America through Pennsylvania's Germans. It said ancient fertility rites. This means somebody mingled with the wild man, and the German brought the bloodline to America. Family. Black people do birth white people, but we don't birth hairy pale wild men. Check out this illustration. These are Homo illustres, lichens, or werewolves. If you look to the right, you'll see the word pater. Some of you might call it Peter. Below is the word dragente. The wild man is the dragon, dragente. The dragon that you read about in Revelations is the wild man. Do you see the tall, hairy man spewing fire and souls out of his mouth? Your ministers don't know this knowledge. Did you notice at the bottom of the picture it said the Pope as the wild man? Do you see the face on the back of the wild man, dragente, dragon? Let me break it down. The priest is Santa, the wild man. He was the first wild man to become a priest. The book reads, when Santa was a shaman, the wild man is a priest, and anyone bloodline to it is considered to be a dragente, a dragon or devil. Did you notice the kids in the basket and the demon driving the car? The wild man priests are demonic, and they steal and sacrifice our children. Family, this is not a racist picture. This is Santa, the first wild man to become a priest, and the black demon, not a black man. Let me show you something. It reads, the huge dragon, the ancient serpent, who is called the devil and Satan, who deceived the world. The huge dragon, the ancient serpent, is the tall wild man called dragente, dragon. Family, do you see how the dragente's appearance changed from green to white? The wild man is the serpent through DNA manipulation. It reads, who is called the devil and Satan, who deceived the world? The wild man is called dragente. The dragon is called the devil. Do you see the wild man, dragente devil, dressing like white people, deceiving the world? Drop a like, friend up for the next one. It's even deeper. What's good, family? Did the alien gods of the Bible destroy first America? Check out this point. There's a flying ship that's held up by two cupids hovering over a city. Cupids are not normally shown next to flying ships. They are shown next to angels. In the back of the coin, it shows an angel pointing at a man with a globe around his head. And we were taught this was divine, but truly this is an alien choosing a hybrid human being as king. Here is another angel alien with wings coming out of a flying ship. They are not divine. They need technology to travel and to fight. These beings do not come in peace. They are using priests, kings, and governments to convince you they are divine and our creator. Check out this coin. It says US 500 and the date says J783. Family, is it possible America existed in 783? If we want the answer, we need to break down the letter J. It reads, until the year 1524, there was no letter J in the alphabet. Here is the problem with the J date. Justinian I, Roman Emperor, 527-565. His name carries the J 1,000 years before 1524. His name was spelled with an I 1,000 years before the 1500s. They added 1,000 years. Family, do you think 1,000 years added to the calendar was the only problem? Is this Jesus or is this Justin? Watch. What does the J stand?
Y'all let me know in the comment section what year y'all think it is. They saying they added an extra 1,000 years to the map. I mean to the year thing. So that means it's what, 1025 right now. But I wanted to share with y'all about that fire and that at the Grand Canyon. I think they was just burning like some truth artifacts or whatever, just to try to hide shit because they know we closing in on. But y'all let me know what y'all think that fire was out there at the Grand Canyon. Stay in Position Radio, man. I'm out for the day. I gotta head out. But y'all pick up at Jet Ski Chuck. This what I was listening to.
Look at the eyes. You see multiple eyes around them.
He only had about 20 minutes left, so y'all could just look up Jet Ski Chuck on YouTube. Y'all get with me, man. Stay in position. Like, share, subscribe to my channel.
Here is a Roman house in America during the 700s, not the 1700s.